Well, hello, beautiful jewels and gems, and welcome to this edition of Ask CHAUNTEL. So today, I'm really excited because this topic is life-changing. It's been life-changing for me, and I believe that it will also be life-changing for you. And what we're going to be talking about today is the success habits that you need to have if you plan to be successful in your business, in your life, in your relationships. And what we're really going to center this around is time blocking. Time blocking has really changed my entire life. It has allowed me to get way more done. And as a woman entrepreneur, it can be really challenging to find the time to do everything that you need. You've got personal goals, you've got professional goals, you've got relationship goals, you've got parenting goals. There's so many goals, there's so many things that we have to balance. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a working mom, if you're an entrepreneur and working mom, there's so many things that you have to consider. And if you want to accomplish all of your goals, you have to first start with you. And you have to make a plan for those goals. And so that's what this video is about. So if you're interested in learning how you can be more successful with your time to get more done, then this is the video for you to watch. Let's get into it.
Problems in your life and you need advice. All you gotta do is ask CHAUNTEL.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
My name is CHAUNTEL from askchauntel.com. And these are my two girls. What's your name?
That's Nina.
And what's your name?
And my name is Eden from Girl from Daddy.
I'm a Christian mom and wife and a relationship, life, and business coach, and I'm here to inspire women to have healthy lives, healthy families, and meaningful businesses and brands. Welcome to our channel. We hope that you love the video.
So I'm CHAUNTEL, and I'm so glad that you're here because this that I've learned and where I've grown has really helped me to get so much more done in my business. It's allowing me to grow my social media presence. It's allowing me to engage with my audience. It's allowing me to spend more time with my kids, my husband. It's allowing me to feel accomplished and free and less fearful and less like a failure, because sometimes in life we start to build in one area of our life and we start to feel like we're failing in another. And so it's really important that we bring it all together and figure out what our goals are so that we can actually make smart goals to get there. And when I say smart, I don't just mean it in the way of the word smart, but it's actually an entire thing. And this video is not about that specific topic, smart goals, but if it is something that you guys are interested in, we'll definitely talk about it more in the future. Now, this video is a jewel spotlight video, and we're spotlighting Chats with Flo. She gives self-improvement advice for your everyday life, and you should totally check out her channel. We became connected here, and I love what she does, and I think you guys should absolutely check her out. So I'll put her in the description box below. And here was her question that she left in a video of mine not too long ago. So I'm going to, in a sense, paraphrase her question and try to answer it in a way that I think will be the most helpful. In a roundabout way, what she wanted to know from me is, how do I get all these things done? How do I find time to be a mom influencer, be present as a mother, and be active as a wife? And also at the time that I posted that video and she asked that question, I was also working. So I work part-time, usually not during this time of quarantine, but you know, I work part-time. Then I have my YouTube channel, I have a blog, and then I have lots of social media as well. And so at one point I was managing too many channels. I had like 3 channels at one point in time, but now we brought it all together. And I want to say the very first thing that you have to do if you want to start to be more productive, because that's what it sounds like to me that you would like to be more productive and be more successful in all these different areas of your life, it's a mindset shift. You have to change the way that you think. You will hear, you know, habits of successful people, the 7 habits from the book, and then, you know, other people have come out with lots of content. You can read a lot about it. But one thing that every successful person does is they think a certain way. They have positive forward thinking, and they decide that they will be strategic in how they do things. So me personally, I have a stubborn nature. Believe it or not. I have a stubborn nature, and I had to face that head on and be like, okay, I'm stubborn. And so since I was stubborn, and this is how it affected me, since I was stubborn, I did not want to create a block schedule. I did not want to manage my time a certain way. I wanted to focus my attention in whatever way I thought that I wanted to focus my attention. But what I learned is that if you want to be more successful and get more done in less time, you have to be strategic with your time. So what I found was block scheduling. So I had a mindset shift where I was no longer saying, I don't want to do a schedule. I want to be a free spirit. I want to do whatever I want, whenever I want. I learned that if I wanted to ever get anything done or be accomplished or accomplish any of the goals that I had, that I would have to let that mindset go, and I would have to actually plan my time. So that's what I do. Now, I am not one of these people who, sets the timer and if it's not accomplished by that time, then I have failed and I have to move on to the next thing. No, I have kind of parameters of my day. So it's more like a routine. First we do this, then we do this, then we do that. And then I have hard cutoff times, or like at this time, this has to be done. At this time, we need to be thinking about this. And what it has done for me is it has allowed me to outline my time, and at any given time, I could look at the clock and be like, okay, it's 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, I'm supposed to be doing this. At 3 o'clock, I'm supposed to be doing this. And therefore, I don't have to use my brain power to try to figure out what I was supposed to be doing. I just know that during this time, I'm supposed to be doing it. And what's beautiful about that is it allows me to accomplish the goals that I have. So the very first step after changing your mindset and understanding that we have to make a shift, we have to be more structured in the way that we spend our days. Just because you're a free spirit doesn't mean that you can't have structure in your life. I am a free spirit, and I think it's good to have time to just be in the clouds. You schedule that time in. And you don't always have to have that. That's why sometimes you have vacation time. That's why you have days off. Even if you're working from home, you can have weekends off where you can kind of play with your time more. But if you want to get things accomplished, what I've learned is you have to block your schedule. You have to have a routine. So I'll kind of give you an idea of how mine goes, and maybe it will help you. Before I do that, I also want to tell you guys that what's also really important is that you know what it is that you have on your mind to get done. And so you start writing those things down. You know what your goals are from the beginning, and also leave room for correction. Leave room for error. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna forget a goal that you had. You're gonna add to your goals. You might not accomplish it on the first day. It might be too structured for you to start off with. It might be too structured for you for a lifetime. So that's why you have to start. Just create the goals, create the schedule, and then after you do that, you can start to revise it as necessary to fit your lifestyle. Sometimes I feel like we have these big ideas of how life is, and we don't really live in the reality of what life really is like. And then we never go back to adjust it. And so then we just feel like we failed and we just give up because we get overwhelmed. So that's why I'm saying you need to go back and revise it to fit your life. So first step is mindset shift. Second step is set your goals. So figure out what it is that you want to accomplish, And when we're talking about accomplishing things, we want to think about what are our personal goals, what are our professional goals, what are our relationship goals. You have to think about your life in all the different areas of your life, because if you start to do well in one area of your life, you might start to lack in another. So you're not focusing on all things at the same time, but at least you know, okay, I want to get this done in this part of my life. I want to get this done in this part of my life, so that you have it all laid out for yourself, so that you know what your goals are. Because you cannot create a plan, a strategic plan to reach your goals if you don't know what they are to begin with. And it starts with you, right? So here is what I did. I created a personal goal schedule. So things that I wanted to get done. Give you an idea. How often do I want my car to be vacuumed and cleaned? How often do I want to do my nails? How often do I want to call someone or visit someone? Those kind of things are very important to me. How often, so it deals a lot with your values and beliefs. How often do I want to play with my kids? How often do I want to read to them? How often do I want to pray with them? These kind of little things. How often do I want to have a date with my husband? How often do I want to just sit on the couch and just chill and just relax? I mean, I don't think I've gotten that specific, honestly, but these are things you can think about. Like, how often do I just want to have that just lounge time with him? You know, date night, yes. But how often do I just want to just have that moment? Because sometimes we get so caught up in like, oh my gosh, I got to clean this. Oh, I got to fold this. Oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to, and then it's like, you never actually sat with him and just spent time with him. So like, we're talking romantic relationships. Very important that you think about all those kind of things and you write it down. It may seem silly, it may seem stringent, but you will find a sense of peace when you get that done. Another thing is your professional goals. So how many subscribers did I want to get this week? How many followers did I want to get this week? How many people did I want to interact with? How many comments did I want to send out? How many tweets did I want to give? How many videos did I want to post? How many blog posts did I want to give? How, just whatever it is. How much money did I want to make? What is my monthly income focus? Which platform do I want to build first? All of those kind of things are things that you need to write down. You need to know, what are my goals? So first we start with the big long-term goals, right? Just like everybody always tells you from a kid. You start with your long-term goals. Okay, this year I want to reach this many subscribers. Then you could break that down to every month I need to do this much. Every week I need to do this much. Every day I need to do this much. And so that's what I did. So you start with like the long-term goals in all the different areas of your life. And you can even have a vision board if that helps you with that. And then you break it down from yearly to monthly to weekly to daily. And then when I got to daily, what I started to do, and I went through this entire process. When I got to daily, then I broke it down, what I want to do in the morning, what I want to do in the afternoon, what I want to do in the evening. And I had to include things like, right now, especially with being home and working from home, how much work time do I want to have? How much time do I want to have teaching my girls? Because I want to make sure that they're learning and they're not just, I want them to have play time, but I also want to make sure that I'm spending a little bit of time teaching them, working with them. How much laundry do I want to get done? When will they take their bath? When will I start cooking? When should I finish cooking? When should we start, the nighttime routine? And these are all kind of things that I think about. When should I be posting a video? When do I want to respond to people? And these are all the kind of things that you think about. And so you create a plan, a strategic plan for your life concerning your personal, professional, and your romantic goals. And then you can create from your goals a plan, and then from your plan you start to work in it, you start to act in it, and then from there you can revise as necessary. And time blocking is everything. So I would say now sometimes I'll do it by the hour, sometimes I'll do it by like a break, and then within the break I'll put certain things. So for example, I might say from 6 to 7 I'm gonna do this, from 7 to 8 I'm gonna do this, from 8 to 9 I'm gonna do this, from 9 to 10 I'm gonna do this. And sometimes I can't say for sure within, you know, from 8 to 9 this is going to happen. So I might say between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. I want to get this done. And I actually usually have pretty big blocks of time, especially in the evening, because life happens. And instead of feeling like, oh, I made this goal and then I failed at that goal, it's like I made this goal and within this time I can get this done. So it's manageable for me, it's attainable for me. That's why it's really important that you make attainable goals. And when we're talking about, you know, mom life, home life, those kind of things, you have to really leave room for change, leave room for error, leave room for like growth. If you don't have kids, you can be a little bit more stringent, but even if you don't have kids, you have people in your life, you have phone calls that happen, last minute things, life happens. So you kind of have to keep those things in mind when you're creating your plan, okay? If you guys enjoy this, please definitely give me a thumbs up. I like to know what's the next video that you guys would like to see business related. You want to see more productivity videos? Do you guys want to see more YouTube specific videos? I can see that a lot of you guys really are enjoying the YouTube specific videos, and so I'm going to bring that back. But I did promise this video, and I also thought that it would be helpful to you if you are trying to be more productive, get more done, get more content out there. This is a great time to get content out because people are home. And it's also a very more competitive time because there's more people posting. So you have to really think about what your goals are as you are, you know, producing the content. And I love what I do. I love helping you guys. I love to hear from you. So definitely in the comment section below, tell us something that you haven't been able to get into your day. What's something that you've been wanting to do more of, but you just can't seem to find the time for it? Definitely leave that in the comment section below. And I'm thinking about doing an Instagram live really soon, and I'm still trying to kind of figure out the topic, but if you would be interested in joining in on the conversation, I think that this topic would be great to continue there. Definitely DM me on Instagram at askchauntel. And I love you guys so much, and we'll see you on the next video. Hugs and kisses. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.